My wife gave me a bunch of these hinges the other day, and my first reaction was, who would actually use these? I mean, look at them. They look less like hardware and more like a concept of a hinge. So I did what any reasonable person would do. I went to the internet. Surely someone out there has used these on a box. And I did find them online, but apparently even the people selling the hinges can't prove they work. Unless you count edited photos. In this one, the screw holes are literally painted over, and the hinge doesn't even line up with the lid. Here's another product page that shows the hinges aligned with the flap on the same side, but the hinges are each pointed at each other. Definitely fake. And this one might be my favorite. They didn't even use the hinges they're selling in the photo, which is a bold marketing strategy. So now the challenge is clear. If the manufacturers can't prove these hinges work, can I actually make them work on a box? The first thing I need is a box to put the mystery hinges on. And looking at them, they definitely belong on something small, delicate, possibly containing jewelry or a single peanut. So I grabbed some 1/4-inch plywood. It felt about right for the dainty hinge energy we're dealing with. I was a little worried it might be too thin for the hinge hardware, but at this point, the entire project is an experiment anyway, so what's one more bad decision? The bottom of the box is the same plywood, but for the lid I went a little thicker. These hinges need a hole drilled into the lid to work, which is already a sentence that makes me nervous. So the lid is thicker, the bottom is thinner, and at this stage the box is the most normal thing about this project, which I'm sure won't last long. Once the box was glued up, it was finally time to assemble the hinges. Now I'll admit something right away. I did not have a plan. In hindsight, making a template probably would have been the smart move, but my expectations of this working were already so low that spending a bunch of time on careful preparation felt optimistic. Imagine spending an hour making the perfect template only to discover the hinges still don't work. That's not woodworking, that's emotional damage. So instead, I did what every responsible craftsman does in a situation like this. I grabbed a drill and I started making holes. And honestly, at first it was going pretty well. The holes were lining up, the hinges were going in, and I started thinking, hey, maybe these weird little hinges actually work. And then inevitably, I drilled through the side of the box, on both sides. Turns out 1/4-inch plywood is a little optimistic for a project that involves this much blind drilling and questionable engineering. But I'm not giving up. All I need now is a little more scrap wood and a little more time. Round 2 is coming up.